We have yet another instance of another game, another company turning their back on their player base for reasons that are a little bit misguided, at least in my opinion. Okay, Valorant threatens hardware bans. Okay, so permanent IP bans against players who engage in egregious trash talking. We won't miss you. Oh, great, fantastic. So something that used to be part and parcel of online gaming, okay? You know, everybody's going to go ahead and say it, so I might as well just repeat it. But if you remember back in the Modern Warfare 2 lobby days, okay, throwing around N-bombs, Rainbow F-slur, all of that type of stuff. That was back in time, you know, when games used to be, I don't know, fun. They weren't trying to push activism, okay? They weren't trying to captivate and cultivate the mythical modern audience. But we're here in 2024, and us old heads are still reminiscing about the late 2000s. So, excuse us, we got to educate ourselves, especially when you have companies making such important strides, like you had Ubisoft with Rainbow Six Siege censoring Spanish words because it could be perceived that somebody's trying to use the word black in text speech. It's like, okay, yeah, it's negro in Spanish. Black in Spanish is negro, but if you type that out, you can catch a 72-hour ban. Interesting. I thought I'd seen something about Activision also policing their voice chat, and you have Blizzard with Overwatch, which is just absolutely hilarious. You want to see the trials and tribulations of catching bans, just go check out Myron and Fresh and Fit streaming games over on Rumble and catch how often that dude gets banned off of everything. But now you have Valorant, right? Like Valorant making these changes for reasons that, don't escape me at all whatsoever, because I did a video on this. Several people did videos on this, okay? I don't have the exclusive domain on this, but this Taylor Morgan chick, if you recall, okay, she was playing Valorant, and she ended up in a space with a fellow Australian, and he was talking about, you know how it feels to get a unwelcome visitor? You want to know how it feels? That ended up being the extent. Of course, they were using different language in that one, but she was trying to get a reaction. And hell, a lot of people provided proof, a little bit of additional context of the video prior to the clip that she decided to blast all over the internet for 40 million people to see. Holy shit. But she famously, oh my god, I got berated, and then I had to go to my pause screen. I had to look so very shook by this experience. I had to Alt F4 out of the game, and then of course I had to stop my stream because that was the worst thing that literally ever happened to me. And she had to tell her story to the world. I'm an incredibly strong person. I mean, you had words said to you on the internet after you were trying to get a response from the internet. I've been streaming for a very, very long time, and that's the worst thing that's ever happened to you. Okay, the suspensions are not enough. Nothing will ever stop these men. Oh, these men, from acting this way, says the liar, until hardware bans go into play. And here we are, guys. Here we are. In response to growing concerns regarding the concept of in-game trash talking. Oh yeah, so back when games were fun, okay, but now, because a woman cried, fun has to die. The development team behind Riot Games Valorant has announced that they will now be taking punitive action against any and all players who engage in behavior to an egregious degree. I just wonder how many chicks are going to end up catching flack for this stuff. But I don't know. We're just going to go after the men on this one because they're the worst perpetrators of this stuff. Even though worse things have been said and continue to be said in male spaces. And guess what? They take it because they understand that it's part and parcel of competition. It's about getting into people's heads when you're playing a competitive game across any medium. But no, this is what happens, man. This is what happens when you get bad faith actors working their way into these spaces. They fundamentally change, and then guess what? It ends up being a game for nobody. I understand that Valorant's popular, okay? I think those types of shooters are absolute cancer, so I've never played it. That's not to say that there isn't a base that's out there. It's just, you start to police public voice chat like that, people just, hop on Discord calls. That's totally fine. Or just be in group chats. Is that still a thing? Or am I just being an old man showing my age? But what is an egregious degree? But more importantly, what is it now? Because I'm sure that they'll have, somewhat of a definition. But down the line, whenever the next person who tries to clip farm gets what they want, ends up experience egregious backfire, how much are we going to get into a point where it's just the only thing that you hear on voice chat was, nice shot, Good game you had there. That was fun. Would you like to queue up again? Only do that, though, if you don't feel pressured. The new player policy was first revealed publicly on May 30th, courtesy of Valorant studio head Anna Donlon. Surprise! Surprise! And of course she looks like that. Of course she has the crazy eyes and the bleach blonde hair. Am I shocked by this? No. Not at all. Via a recorded developer update published in the game's official YouTube channel, beginning her message with a particular diatribe regarding Riot's outlook on the topic. Donlon informed players since launching Val, especially the addition of voice comms, we've known that fighting in-game harassment was going to be both something we need to prioritize and also would be one of the most challenging issues that we would face. We've been working on systems and technologies, and we actually have been making a lot of progress. We're having large global player communities present unique challenges. Now, we got a bitch on Twitter who got 40 million views on her fake set up middling interaction that she, and I quote, this guy's talking a lot of crap and I have him muted, but I'm just going to go ahead and unmute him because I could get the content. She's a liar. You're taking the words of a liar. Don't try to tell me that, well, there's a bunch of unique challenges from a bunch of unique groups. And if you don't fit into one of these unique groups, we're all about inclusion here, so you can see yourself out. Moving to offer clarification on these challenges, the studio head then revealed, I've spent the last couple of weeks reviewing player logs, looking at penalty escalation paths. Oh, fantastic. Not trying to make the game more fun or anything like that. It's just, we want to go ahead and give the game softer edges. Ugh, and we're not just talking about the player models. Look at this. Ugh, all of these hero shooters look exactly the same. How is that distinctive, okay, from an outside observer? That just, I don't know. That could be Valorant, that could be Overwatch, that could be that upcoming Concord abomination. It really doesn't much matter. It's all the same dog shit. I'm a human and a parent and a caregiver and a team lead. I don't care who you are. Tell me about your stupid game. And in almost every aspect of my life. See, this is always about them, isn't it? Simps and these broads that are ruining the industry. It's all about me and what I want. I feel this deep responsibility to protect people. No, you don't. You feel this specific need to protect women. The sisterhood Uber Alice is fucking defeated. And this is no different. The responsibility of protecting our community of Valorant players is one that I take very personally. Me. And I can tell you that very often it can feel like I've failed that responsibility. No, you just leave it open. Okay, that's it. As long as nobody's calling in bomb threats on the comms, actually making, illegal speech, leave it open. It's a game at the end of the day. Because guess what? If you don't want harassment on your online games, yeah, there's this magical ability that even Taylor Morgan herself has access to, either, Alt F4ing out of the game, or simply leaving the motherfucker on mute. It's not that difficult to figure out. Following the admission that player behavior is a complex problem space. It's not really, it's just taking fun out of games. And Valorant's player base, that's Riot, always taken this topic seriously. That's been true ever since we launched League of Legends, but at the end of the day, there are still some people in the world who want to take out their insecurity or their bad day. Their insecurity, huh? Interesting. Or their hate or whatever on some stranger through their computer screen. But yeah, what are you trying to advocate here for? Somebody to take their hatred out in the real world? That's a little weird. So we work harder, we take steps forward. Yeah, games used to be this weird thing. Instead of trying to push a message or an ideology, you would go to, I don't know, take out excess stress in your day. You would use it as a bit of escapism. But no, man, escapism is toxic and not allowed here in our game where we simulate killing people. Cool. Further bolstering her appeal to emotion. Yeah, the studio head then asserted, but here's the part I can't shake. In almost all cases, someone gets hurt in the process of making these systems better. Yeah, exactly. The people that just either want to play... Oh, no, you don't care about the people that just want to play the game. The people that enjoy shit talking, actually enjoy giving it as well as they get it. Those people don't matter because there's some chick on the internet wanting some clout and attention, and she'll do it by hook or by crook in order to get it. Too often, it takes someone experiencing the worst behavior, something egregious, something painful. They're words! Words don't hurt! The most pernicious thing that was ever repeated to me back in school, back in elementary school, we're talking 20 plus years ago at this point in time. Sticks and stones may break my bones, but names will never hurt you. But yes, words do hurt. Where, yeah, It could suck if you have, a loved one tear you down, okay? It could suck if you get rejected, okay? Yeah, all of that stuff sucks in the moment. These are anonymous people online. I don't know what to tell you. If you can't hack it with nameless, faceless people saying some stuff that you're but a couple of clicks away from just having them disappear from your entire existence, I think you're probably too soft to, I don't know, go outside. Consider setting up a delivery service for literally everything, never leaving your house, because the world could be scary for you. It could be, so you're better off just having everybody else mod your experiences for you. Ugh. I also want to make sure that I say this out loud. We have no room for these types of behaviors in our game or in our community. Valorant is a team game. It's better played as a team. The strats are better. All of it's better. Yeah, so exactly. Adhere to what we think a team should be talking about. Things like, yeah, demanding that players become gay for the month of June or they can't play. These are voice actors that are employed by Riot Games, voice characters in Valorant. They have those type of opinions. Will they be banned from voice chat by making certain demands of people? Okay, people who might hold certain religious beliefs that would abhor them from partaking in those types of degenerate behaviors? Would that be acceptable? Is that something that you would find all right? I'd imagine it probably is. This is why I spend so much time talking about video games, because it's a space that I used to love and spent a lot of money in supporting, and thinking that the best course of action was to just simply dip out, hoping that me not contributing to it would somehow make it a better place in the long term, but then realizing that, wow, it's actually going to get a hell of a lot worse before it gets better, because just because this is about a game or a genre that I don't really care about doesn't mean that it isn't the dominant opinion by all of the developers that's out there. So by calling this out right now, I can hope to make a change in at least a lifetime, that I can play some games and that we can return to at least a bit of normalcy, because these freaks running the show, their iron grip on the industry can't last forever, or at least that's what I tell myself, because, downing that bottle of black pills is just not my style. Very much for the gift of your time. I've been Don Consuelo. I want you to follow your gut and get after it. Take care, everyone.